Welcome back, everyone. This is Thomas Triple T Ty with another new bullish crypto analysis. Before we dig in and take a look at Bitcoin's daily analysis, I didn't get a chance to do it yesterday, so because I was at jury duty, so we'll resume that today. And remember, this is for edutainment only, and not to be considered as financial advice. Additionally, I would appreciate it if you could help spread my analysis out to other people so they can stay informed and make more informed decisions. And with that, let's dive into the. You can do that by smashing the like, ring my bell, hit subscribe if you haven't, and share your thoughts in the comment section. Let's dive into the news first, and we'll look at the analysis. In the news, we have more adoption as Brazil Senate approves Bitcoin law to regulate cryptocurrencies. And this is according to Cointelegraph. So that's cool. More than likely, Bitcoin will be legalized as legal tender over in Brazil. And Brazil needs it. Their fiat currency inflation is crazy. So Bitcoin will likely help it. But they said they're not going to copy El Salvador's path or program. They're going to do it a little differently. So feel free to check it out on Cointelegraph. Central African Republic launches legal framework for economic use of Bitcoin. So more adoption in the news. So that's really cool. And there's African countries are doing a really good job of adopting cryptocurrency. I was on the economic forum for what was it? I forgot the organization's name. MEMFI, I think. Yeah, they're doing a lot of work over there, so good for them. Here's a summary here. The Central African Republic is developing a legal framework enabling economic use of cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. The finance minister explained they will not be replicating El Salvadorian legislation and that made Bitcoin legal tender. Infrastructure development will be required to achieve widespread economic use of cryptocurrency. So, yay, more adoption. According to Cointelegraph also, Purpose Bitcoin ETF adds 1.1k BTC as they anticipate investor wanting to buy the dip. And so, yeah, that's awesome. And if you don't know what an ETF is an ETF is where you can buy slices of a composite of different types of investments without actually owning the actual stock or assets themselves. So in this case, you can buy a piece of an investment to Bitcoin without owning Bitcoin. I wouldn't suggest it, but I would rather own the real thing. But it just shows more opportunities for wider adoption. Cointelegraph is just killing it. In this article, they say that 27k max paying Bitcoin price is the ultimate buy the dip opportunity, says research. So they did a research. Basically, they found that between 27 and 25k would be make sure you get the dip because liquidity will dry up right around that area once the whales and smart money buy them, and it'll probably go up really fast. And 25k is roughly one of my it is my lowest target by entry. So you might want to layer in down my major ones. I'll show you in a little bit. Here's the crypto market heat map. It's mixed. It's got more red than this morning. Bitcoin here, 39.8k, up 1.52. Dominance 41.67. Luna's down. Ethereum's up. So it's a mixed bag. More reds than this morning, but we got some greens, so that's good. Still good. Here's the market cap here, 1.82 trillion, up 1.5. I'm sorry, up 1.15, and you can see Bitcoin here, $758.1 billion dollars. Let's dive into the a trading view chart. This is the daily chart, and let's go over it. So the my analysis from 2 days ago mentioned that BTC would likely retest 37.5. 2 days ago was right this red candle here, and it did drop back to this lower low trend line here, wick below that. Came close to 37.5 here, but didn't hit it. Instead, it stopped at a bottom of 37.9, so roughly about 400 short, but it did head that way, and it printed the second bullish, consecutive bullish daily candle here. So you can see that right now it's chopping between the ascending triangles resistance / support and the lower low support line here, just right in between. If it breaks above, that would be very more bullish. If it breaks below, that's very bearish. And the triangle ascending support resistance is where the candle is roughly 40.4K, and Bitcoin's currently at 39.9K when I did this chart. So comparing to a few major patterns, let's take a look here. Bull market support band, this gray ribbon here, Bitcoin is currently below that, so still in the bearish territory. And the 50-day moving average, this pink line here, it's currently at 42K, and Bitcoin's below that. Bitcoin is at an area of confluence, and what's building up that area of confluence? Confluence, in case you didn't know, it's an area where multiple patterns meet, patterns where traders tend to observe, like FIP levels or like Bollinger basis line or 50-day moving average, things like that, where they meet and they kind of gel together, and that's an area of confluence. So we have an area of confluence here with the Bollinger basis, this blue line here, which is the middle line of the Bollinger, and that's at 40.3K. And that's also, there's a fib level right in that section, and that fib level is 23.6K, along with this trend line here, the ascending triangle / ascending channel support / resistance, this yellow line here, and they're all meeting right in the middle there, just literally intersecting right there. And that's just above where the current daily candle wick is. So very strong area right there. So if it wicks above, very bullish. If it stays below, more than likely it'll chop inside this this megaphone, if you will. Bitcoin has been below the Bollinger basis for 23 days, and in previous periods it's been under from 12 to 38 days, the last two major periods where it was under. So it's got some way to go, but the recent max is 38. So we're about 2 weeks from that max. Previous traded volume, when it was down here in this solid red line here, that's the highest traded volume for the, of the different price levels. So now it moved back up, and this level here, it's about like the second highest peak, if you will. So kind of in the middle, slightly above middle. So as far as daily volume, it's 4 days in a row it's been over the moving average, so that's good. More volume there. Finally, I think that's the first time it's been over the moving average 4 days in a row. If we go back to The last time was back in March. Let me see, what is that? Early March of 2022. So right around this period here. Let's go down and take a look at the indicators. The white J line of the KDJ flipped back up. You see it move down here, rounded just below the start of the lower level, which is starts at 20, and flip back up, just penetrating the blue K and the red D lines, and it's registering at 32, and I gave that a bull. For the MACD is rounding the bottom slightly, the logo bottom here, and heading towards back up to the red signal line. It's currently registering at I didn't write that down. It's currently registering at this number here, which is negative 907. Let me put that in there. So 907, and it's still, you can see that here, it's printing the 24th bearish histogram bar. That's shorter though, so it's going back to being shorter, and could possibly flip bullish soon, but still bearish. But it's slightly bullish trending. Down below we have RSI and CVD. RSI is red, CVD is blue, both flip back up. And RSI is trending at 45, which is slightly below the middle mark of 50. The blue CVD is at 1.814 million, and both of those I gave them a bull, 2 bulls. The white mom momentum indicator flipped down to a negative 971, and it's showing that the momentum is dropping, even though we're having bullish momentums, but it's losing momentum. So I didn't give that a rating. So overall, what do we have here on this chart? Basically, the summary here says that the intraday BTC is likely to chop between the lower low, which is this yellow line, downward trending line here, descending line, which is at the current price is around 38. Right here, it's around 38, and the ascending support resistance line, which is this trend here, and that's at 40.4. So it'll probably chop in between that zone. If it breaks above, that's bullish. If it breaks below, that's bearish. However, we have a few other major support levels in here. We have this reddish line here, and that's roughly 41K right here, this red line. And then we have a support line here, and that is roughly 39.6K. That's been there for a long time. And the one below that, we also have this greenish support line here, and that's roughly 39K. So a lot of levels in this area here, and especially the 23.6 fifth level, the Bollinger bases, and this ascending lines. That area of confluence is so important. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting in the next day or two. So that's where I think it's going to go. Basically, it's going to chop. And then but it currently has more bullish momentum. Let me save this. Let's go to the next chart here, and this is options max pain price. Basically, it's 40,000 across these periods: 29th, 30th, the 6th, and the 13th. 40,000 all the way across there. So keep an eye on that. The one day that we want to pay attention to is the 29th. If we look here, the 29th has really high puts. Puts are options to sell, but not obligations. They have the option to sell. The contracts and calls are contracts that allow them to buy, but not the obligation to buy. You can see here on the 29th, we have a lot of options that already closed for puts. But over here, the open interest, that's contracts that are still open pending. We have more calls than puts here. But open interest wise, it's a day we want to pay attention to, and that's around 40K. That's 40K when we saw it back there. As far as the a heat map here, here's a zoomed in view, so you can see the drop and the rise here and the choppiness in between. We got various spoof walls up on top, and we have spoof walls on the bottom trying to guide the price. Spoof walls are the ones that just kind of like they move with the price. They drop and they rise, but they really don't get penetrated through. And you can see here a spoof wall right here at 39.9 and some down here. And as far as cumulative volume delta, we see aggressive buys here, aggressive market buys, and then some aggressive market sells here, aggressive market buys here, and then sells here. Overall, it's a little bit more aggressive sells than aggressive buys than in this period, going back to the 28th at 11 a.m. Let's zoom out and take a look at sell walls on top and buy walls on the bottom. The 50K sell wall is still there and not much towards the bottom here. And then below we have the this wall right here is interesting because it got penetrated. The 38K wall back here got penetrated, and then it's some of its orders got filled, demand got filled. And you notice how the wall got thinner right here, more yellow here, and then almost whitish here. And if you notice here, whitish is less than yellowish. So the more warm the colors, the bigger the walls. So it's reducing in size. But it's still there, around 37 to 37.5 now. And 35K is still there, 30K is still there, and 25K, and a small one below at 20K. And CVD is the same as the previous chart. Here's the liquidation levels for Bitcoin for 25x to 100x high leverage levels. And we currently have an excess of longs for cumulative liquidation levels delta. If you don't know what this is all about, feel free to refer to the links in the description, and there's a video on it. So basically this amount of money here, which is around 2.3 what was that, billion? So tiny. Yeah, $2.3 billion on Binance alone. It's not going to impact the movement of price pretty much as far as manipulation is concerned. But what this is we got high leverage longs here, the money in them, minus the money in the high leverage short positions here, and then you have the excess. That's what this is. So right now, basically, this map is saying that there are more high leverage longs, as in money, than there are shorts. And we're back to the chart. I appreciate your time. Feel free to smash the like, ring my bell, hit subscribe if you haven't, and share your thoughts in the comments section. Help my analysis spread out to more people so they can stay and make more informed decisions. Appreciate it. I have 2 more videos later today. One is Ethereum, and the other one is AVAX to make up for yesterday. I'm not sure if I'll get around to both of them, but I'll do my best as I have other things to do too. So skipping a day, it has been challenging with jury duty. So I'll see you then. If not, for sure tomorrow. Peace.